Hello everyone, my name is Yongyi and I'm completing my second year as a student here at NYT pursuing a degree in architectural technology. As someone pursuing this major, a lot of my time has been spent developing architectural narratives, projects, and overall being creative about my design assignments. Today I'm going to present a basic overview of a project I've developed in the first semester of this year, which is a housing project on a small plot in Red Hook, Brooklyn. This residential project had some basic restrictions, being that it does not exceed a 36 by 72 feet plot and a maximum height of 48 feet or 3 floors. Besides this, our task was to be as creative, whimsical about our designs as much as we'd like, given that it also ties back to our presidents and clients in a symbolic and functional way. I wanted to show this project the most because it allowed me the most freedom to be expressional with my design and utilize the skills that I've been taught through Rhino and other technical software such as Illustrator. Knowing this, I wanted to be as creative as I can be, and as well as experiment with the minimal style of architecture, utilizing different colors, textures, and materials. To add a little bit of context, my client for this project is a ballerina, and my assignment is to create something that mixes the artist's precedent and transforms the house to be functional and unique for a ballerina client. With this, I decided to take parts of the art pieces from my artist precedent and sculpt it into the design using fundamentals of my architect's precedent. To introduce you to a little bit about the precedents and inspirations behind some of these design choices, I use 3 works from Karen Lamont, a dress sculptress from New York. She used solid, luxurious materials and created forms that look fluid and fabric-like using solid materials such as marble, glass, copper, or stone. You can see that it's present in a lot of parts, such as the short wall of this building, as well as in some of the walls, there's like a little bit of carving to mimic like, I guess, elements that relate to the client. So right here, you could see a curtain wall because there's always curtain when it comes to theater and performance, especially when it comes to ballet theater. So that's just an example. So Karen Lamont, a lot of her work delves into themes of feminism, reflection of beauty, and the anatomy of female body. The artworks that are prevalent in the design, as I mentioned before, is this big center marble piece on the side that looks like fabric. And you'll also see something else that sticks out is that there are round windows, which in a lot of her work, she also uses the fluidity of glass, the freedom that glass can like mold into other shapes and stuff like that. And using that as windows is more than like allowing sunlight in, even though it is a minimal project. So there's that creative aspect. So basically, these elements are being added to a minimalistic building that acts as a blank art canvas, and this was inspired by Spanish minimalist architect Alberto Beza. I took his concept of the Bosco house, which is a similar 3-story minimalist concrete house, and it mimicked a similar achievement. This design mimicked a similar achievement with the simple use of the rectilinear grid-like, the concrete, and the glass. Using his rectilinear approach, making circulation became like very easy because I can put the stairs in the center, and then programmatically wise, it'd be like a open plan design where there's public space in the first floor for guests or the client to just move around, and stairs will lead up to a more private space such as the bedrooms, bathrooms, and all the public and a balcony, which is how I use concrete and glass. The concrete acts as like a barrier for privacy, and the glass opens up the space essentially. And that's what I try to mimic from this minimalist project, the Bosco House. So functionality-wise, it's as simple as setting the stairs to sit in the center to provide convenient access to either ends of the house, because it is a very long house instead of like a very boxy square-like house. And that's the simplicity and efficiency that I wanted to achieve that because it is a house. And something that stands out is my use of wooden floors because that's prevalent in a lot of dance studios for ballerinas. And that's an addition that the Bosco House didn't have. And it's more suited for the client. So another important thing that I last want to note is the open space in front. That's very important because it's at the very front of the house and it has like a space for guests to see like performance. And the glass sort of opens the space to be a storefront essentially for dance, um, for entry, for seating, for people to have conversations inside or outside, um, and for a ballerina to prepare, such as dress, vanity, and spaces that they need. To conclude, I just want to show everyone a quick slideshow of the different diagrams that I have for the house, just to give a better understanding visually of how my design works. So this is the context, the site info, concept with the artist, client, and architect, the art pieces that this project relates to, a partie of the grid and where the stair sits and how it's at the very center, the main floor plan, second floor plan, third floor plan, and some renders to show seating, bathroom, furniture design that relates to the artist and the different materials, textures, how you can circulate through the different floors, the structure and the grid, context such as the concrete, the both concrete and the glass, and just an exploded axle to show what's happening in each floor. And that's it. Thank you for listening to my project.